Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Eric Bellinger.
Tiana Taylor.
It's your boy Nick Lavelle.
And you're tuned into
MusicXclusives.
MusicXclusives
TV. If you're not over there getting your exclusive music, I don't know what you doing. Period.
Psychos, please don't go in cycles. Oh, this is music exclusives. We play it first.
Hey everybody, I'm Tabitha Williams and I'm here with Jonathan McReynolds from MusicXclusives TV. We're bringing the exclusive to you. So Jonathan, you
What's
have
up?
your new album,
Yep.
Make Room.
Make room.
And boy, has it made room. Like, you're making waves out here.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So
Thank
just
you.
tell me, what was the whole concept behind it? Because it's an entire live album.
Yeah, I mean, well, as far as lyrically, you know, all my albums, all my music is always going to be straight out of my life, where I am in my life. So this is definitely the season for me to learn how to make room for God. I had a lot of stuff going on, career stuff, relationship stuff, family stuff, friend stuff, Instagram stuff, Twitter stuff, Facebook stuff. And I think sometimes we just forget to make room for the one that's actually going to make room for us. And I had to learn how to intentionally make space, make time for God. And hopefully I'm encouraging other people to do the same.
I'm glad you said that because I really want to get into all those topics that you just talked about.
Okay.
So tell me, the song out right now is Cycles. And I mean, that's a song that when you listen to the lyrics, you feel uncomfortable. And you should feel uncomfortable.
sorry for making y'all
you should
squirm.
feel uncomfortable because it's calling you out. Now, I know that's how I felt listening to it, but how was it for you writing that?
Well, you know, just like everything, you know, again, Cycles is part of a long line of songs that I feel like, you know, say a way too much about me. They're just too revealing. And even though I'm talking from my perspective, when people hear it, they take it as a convicting message themselves. No grade, the same thing. Pressure, the same thing. Limp, the same thing. So, you know, this song is literally just me realizing that, you know, sometimes these things aren't isolated incidents. Sometimes they're connected. They're connected to a vulnerability of mine. They're connected to a weakness of mine. It keeps happening. The same thing keeps happening. The devil keeps getting me on the same thing every time. And so, first of all, I had to call it out, that it is, in fact, a cycle. It is, in fact, a cyclical mistake. And then, of course, enlist God's support and help and to, you know, break them. And, you know, I'm really blessed. It's unfortunate that so many people can relate to the song, but it's, you know, it's the truth that a lot of us sometimes are getting beat down by the same thing over and over again. You don't even need creativity to get us down. Just keep harping on the same thing, and at some point we have to make the devil's job a little harder, and do our best to fully be delivered from something.
I agree with that. To an extent, only because you said it's unfortunate, but I feel like that's part of the human experience to have to go through those tests and trials. And for those of you out there that have not heard the song because you're living under a rock, the part that I feel in the song that speaks best to me is where you say, see, the devil, he learns your mistakes.
Oh, the devil, he learns from your mistakes, even if you don't. Yep.
Like, come on, guys, that's powerful right there.
I mean, it's the truth.
Okay, and then let's see. I love the song. Give me a second. I'm not lucky, I'm loved.
Yeah.
How'd you know my life story?
Oh, but listen, it's a lot of people's life story. You know what? I always tell songwriters, if you've ever gone on Google and you've searched the most obscure thing, something that you don't think anybody else would ever even think about, red polka dot, New Balance shoes with a green sole. If you search the most obscure thing, you'll find out, even as you're typing it in the search engine, that Google already can guess what you're talking about.
Right.
And thousands of people have already searched it. And so even the most obscure things you think are just so unique to you, so many people can relate to the same thing. So as for me, you know, growing up and, you know, being a part of a career or being in a journey where I didn't know what I was doing. I'm really, you guys have been watching me learn on the fly for the past 5, 6, 7 years. And, you know, we start to credit other things. We start to get little superstitions, little rituals. You know, I had, you know, if I walk on stage a couple times doing sound check, then I would have a good show. So sometimes you would see me walk on stage, then walk back off, and then walk back on. Just stupid stuff. I even had lucky underwear, in 2014. Stop judging me.
But do you still have it? Do you still have those type of neuroses?
I mean,
and if so, what is it?
I think you have them on accident. You don't even realize, even if we find a way to spiritualize it. Okay, maybe if I pray, when I pray right before I walk on stage, it's a good show. But if I pray an hour before the show, it's not good. Just stupid stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
And I think sometimes we just, we credit other things just subconsciously. Israel had that problem. They're like, okay, look, this whole invisible God thing is not working out. Let's at least make a golden calf. Let's make something we can see, something that's a little more tangible. And I think sometimes we do that. And I had to make sure that, I told myself, just like all my other songs, I got to tell myself first and then tell other people, there's no need for luck. We don't need luck. What's holding all those good luck and bad luck moments together? It's the love of God. It's His sovereignty. It's His ability to manage and execute a plan for your life. You don't need to be lucky. You're loved.
Did you guys learn? So now, here's the other thing, right? Completely separate from the album, but we're going to circle back.
Okay.
You're also a professor at Columbia College in Chicago.
I am, yeah.
How are you balancing this whole tour and the Blue Books?
Well, I'm not a big fan of makeup or coffee, but sometimes you put a little bit right here.
Okay.
And you drink a little bit
you
of
drink
a
the
shot.
coffee.
Yeah, because it's tough. I don't really know why I put myself through the life schedule that I put myself through. But honestly, I love teaching. It's my 4th or 5th year teaching. It brings all of this full circle for me. So I go out and I do touring. I do gospel music and I do this, and then I go back to my kids and tell them what I learned. I tell them, of course, performance tips and theory and all that other stuff that comes along with just music. But I really enjoy being able to say. I just told them actually last night I had a class, and I told them, you are not allowed to come in my class and tell me how tired you are, because they all want to be an artist. Most of them want to be artists. They want to be artists, performing musicians. I showed them my schedule this month, and I said, listen, I just flew to New York, flew back for y'all, and I'm about to fly back to New York the next morning. You have no right to tell me how tired you are. And they just came off spring break too. And I'm just like, what is?
I mean,
Listen. When
put yourself back in that little clock
I feel
of time.
you. I understand.
No excuses.
But now that they see what actually happens in the profession, the profession that they want to be in, now that they see what the actual schedule is and how hard at least their teacher works,
right?
Then they have no right. They better stop practicing I'm tired now, because it's going to get worse. I told them I did 19 cities this month.
Oh, wow.
So that's one every, that's more than every 2 days.
Right.
So they need to get over it. Their little spring break partying and all that other stuff.
Okay.
So just being able to tell them and show them the ropes and prepare them character-wise for, what they want to eventually undertake. That makes me really happy to be able to do that for them.
Not beating up on your students too much.
Oh, I beat them.
When you were back in their shoes, no, stop beating them. When you were back in their shoes, who were some of the artists that you looked up to?
Well, there's a lot of people. I mean, musically, being in a music school, I had to learn and, study a lot of different people that maybe I wouldn't have. And then growing up in the family that I did, kind of a, mixed race family a little bit, I had to listen to like Jim Croce. I had to listen to Bob Dylan, and, in school with Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney and just all the great songwriters that have come up over time. And I feel like most of my music is really way more influenced by those type of folks. I tout my top 6 artists as far as influence: John Mayer, India.Arie, Sam Cooke, Stevie Wonder, Bonnie Raitt, and James Taylor. And so, I think if you listen to those people's music, then you listen to my album, you'd be like, okay,
it makes sense.
I get it. Now just put a little church on it, and it's Jonathan McReynolds.
Now, on the flip side, some of those people that you named as your top 6, some of those people on this list are sitting there like, I'm a fan of his music. Yeah. I'm a fan of his. So how do you remain humble going from like, wow, I'm such a fan of their person to now they're a fan of yours? Like, how do you even process that?
I just had a moment when I was talking to my friends, and Stevie called. He just wanted to call and talk about nothing. Nothing to talk about.
The fact that like Stevie even has your number, you have his.
Exactly.
Like, come on, like that's mind blowing right there.
And then India definitely is one of my good friends now, and so it is kind of crazy. But how do I stay humble? I think you just have to remember there's a gift. I didn't do anything, pre-birth to deserve a gift to sing and ability to write and to be observant. Again, I always tell everybody I was a nerd growing up. I didn't expect to sing at all. Ask any of my teachers in grammar school, they are very surprised. I wanted to be a meteorologist. I wanted to be a computer engineer.
Okay.
I didn't want to do this. And so all that weird nerdy stuff, it comes now in my music. And so all the things that maybe you like about the music and the songwriting, that's Jonathan not being just an artist. That's him being a psychologist. That's him being a nerd, a sociologist. That's him looking at things differently and then putting out in music. All that was God's plan. And that has nothing to do with my goodness. That's nothing to do with me just being so dope or something like that, or my mother praying 5 times harder. No, it was his decision to give it. And I think you deal with a fur coat, if you like fur coats. You deal with it differently when you earn it versus when it was given to you. And, I really look at what I'm doing in my life as something that was given. And that gives you a different level of humility when you know that it was just given to you.
The viewers come in, and the viewers had a lot of questions, which I did ask and touch on. But the other thing they also want to do is just hear you sing.
You don't want to hear me
Can you give
sing
us a
right
hum?
now.
And a little bit of high note. And then the reach.
A reach?
A reach.
What's the reach?
I don't know. Whatever you got. Pull it from your gut.
I don't understand. And then a reach. I've never heard that one before.
I was just trying.
Hum, high note, and then a reach.
See? Now you can go back and teach it.
Are you a singer?
No.
Oh, okay.
See that's why.
That's why I didn't.
Exactly.
I never heard it before.
But don't come for me, please.
No, I think it was pretty cool. Okay. It's all good.
Okay, well, how about this? Can you give me the hum from the beginning of Cycles? That's it.
Okay. Cycles, please don't go in cycles. Oh, this is music exclusives. We play it first.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, guys, we got to go. It's Tabitha Williams here with Music Exclusives and Jonathan McReynolds. Make sure to go check out his album, Make Room, and you have a TV special coming up, right?
I do. It's coming on Friday.
Big deal. It's going to be on TV One on Friday, so check it out. Bye.
See ya.